Welcome, this is Somaliland National Television and you're watching the English news program with me, Mohammed Jibril. Here are stories making local headlines. Somaliland Minister of Information and National Guidance participated in Somaliland's Media Day. Somaliland's Minister of Foreign Affairs explained the delay of Somaliland and Somalia talks. Somaliland Minister of Planning went to a business trip to Kenya. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Somaliland, Mohammed Bihi explained the reason behind the postponement of Somaliland and neighboring country Somalia talks. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Somaliland, Mohammed Bihi explained the reason behind the postponement of Somaliland and neighboring country Somalia talks. The minister stated that this delay came from the side of Somalia because of the ongoing conflicts and difficulties in that country. The minister, speaking on behalf of the delay of these talks, informed the media of Somaliland that the ambassador of Turkey to Somalia informed the government of Somaliland about this delay. Mohammed Bihi also stated that these talks have been pushed back till the first week of December. On the other hand, Somaliland Minister of Foreign Affairs Mohammed Bihi also spoke about the business trip to Egypt and Djibouti. The minister stated that the government of Egypt offered Somaliland a donation to the education sectors. On his business trip, the minister held a meeting with the president of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Gele, and talked about strengthening the relationship between the two nations. Somaliland Minister of Interior Affairs welcomed high-ranking delegation from America, United Nations and the European Union.
The Minister of Interior Affairs of Somaliland has today welcomed a high-ranking delegation from America, United Nations and European Union who have visited Somaliland. This high-ranking delegation have came to ENG Sa to oversee the prisoners of Somaliland, and they will be paying a visit to Somaliland main beneficiary and the situation of prisoners. The minister speaking to the press stated,
Europe iyo Mareykanka oo ah dalalka aynu saaxiibka nahay Somaliland saaxiibka
This delegation are from Europe and America. These countries are close friends to the Somaliland government. They have come to ENG Sa to monitor the political and economical progress of Somaliland government, and they will be paying a visit to the main penitentiary in Somaliland, where they will be observing the livelihood situation of the prisoners. They are very concerned to assist Somaliland government in terms of further empowering the Somaliland Marine Guard to enable them secure the lowest cost of Somaliland and fight with piracy groups. Dana, who is a member of the delegation, also spoke to the press, and she elaborated that the EU and ENG and Somaliland are working closely in training police and especially the coastal police to compete with the piracy groups, and she stated,
I'm here with members of the Trust Fund, of which many of your programs are beneficiary, the European Union, and the United Nations, in particular the UN Office on Drugs and Crime that is working with our Somaliland partners to deliver capabilities to help you combat piracy and prevent maritime crime. It's a great pleasure to be here, and I look forward to a long and fruitful relationship with our Somaliland partners.
High-ranking delegation from Kenya who have been in Somaliland for the past 3 days have today officially departed from ENG International Airport.
A high-ranking delegation from Kenya who have been in Somaliland for the last 3 days have today officially departed from ENG International Airport. The first deputy of the House of Speakers, who spoke to the media discussing the relations of the two African countries and their long-term collaboration. Ms. Aleya Nokiapa, who spoke at the event, praised the Somaliland's hospitality, and she complimented the Somaliland achievement in terms of peace and security and political democratization, as she stated.
As part of the Kenyan delegation, our delegation wishes to thank the people, the government of Somaliland, for your very warm and generous hospitality. We have come, we have seen, we have heard, and what we have seen is beyond anything we would have expected. We didn't expect to see the type of peace, unity, and development that we have seen, and we are very grateful. We can assure you, the people of Somaliland.
Somaliland's Minister of Information and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohammed Dahir Akuse, attended Somaliland's Media Day at the capital city of Somaliland, ENG Sa. Somaliland Minister of Information and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohammed Dahir Akuse, attended Somaliland's Media Day at the capital city of Somaliland, ENG Sa. 9th of November is the day that the Somaliland government and its people celebrate the independence of Somaliland media sectors. Somaliland officials, elders, and well-known individuals from media also attended at the ceremony. Somaliland Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohammed Dahir Akuse, presented a speech where he spoke about the different stages that the Somaliland media has been through and Somaliland's government's policy toward the media of Somaliland. The minister stated that the government of Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo is willing to protect the rights of independent media of Somaliland and not only protect it, he mentioned, but sustain it. The head of Somaliland's media organization, Soldier, Hassan Mohammed Yusuf, also spoke at the event and stated the implication of media to Somaliland's people. Other well-recognized politicians also spoke about the obtained media quality that the Somaliland government accomplished. The Minister of Aviation of Somaliland laid a foundation work of a new terminal at the Egal International Airport.
The Minister of Aviation of Somaliland has laid a foundational work of new terminal at the Egal International Airport. The minister, speaking to the press, discussed expanding the departure terminal of Egal International Airport. This is the fourth time, he said, that we are expanding the departure terminal, and this demonstrates the increase of number of travelers at Egal International Airport. And considering that, we have taken this step of expanding the terminal. We have already created a master plan to the airport, and our long-term vision is to build a whole new terminal buildings which can occupy millions of travelers. We are now setting the space for additional hundreds of travelers.
Somaliland Minister of Planning, Dr. Saad Al-Shiri, accompanied by high-ranking officials of Somaliland government, visited Kenya for a business trip. Somaliland Minister of Planning, Dr. Saad Al-Shiri, accompanied by high officials from the government of Somaliland, visited Kenya for a business trip. The minister, speaking about the reason behind his trip, stated that he will attend. The minister, speaking about the reason behind his visit, stated that he will be attending conference in Kenya. The minister also stated that this conference is following a previous conference which was held in the capital city of Somaliland, Hargeisa. Saad Al-Shiri informed that the aim of his conference is to discuss international aid givers with Somaliland expanding development and request further participation. Somaliland Minister of Planning mentioned that there's two main topics to discuss with international aid givers, which is public financial management and the New Deal. The Minister of State of Finance, Usman Sahadid, who was among those delegations, stated that the Minister of Finance is looking forward to apply the new policy that the President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo, approved. That's the end of our news program. Coming up, a program about Kenyan delegation who met with the President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo.
high-ranking delegation from Kenya who have been in Hargeisa, the capital of Somaliland, for the last 3 days have last night participated a participatory dinner reserved by the President of Somaliland, His Excellency Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silayo. The delegation have presented the analysis report regarding the progress of Somaliland government. In this program, we will be presenting you with this event.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Madam President, distinguished guests from Kenya, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege for me tonight to welcome you warmly to the residence of the President and Madam President. The Somalilanders are very much delighted to have you over here in Somaliland, and we are very grateful for the visit that you have made. Somaliland and Kenya share a common history, and we both have an excellent relationship. Somaliland condemned strongly the incident of Westgate, and Somaliland supports President Uhuru and the Kenyan people on their fight on the issue of the ICC. We're very proud of the achievements that Kenya has made as a nation, and we're very happy to see that it is prosperous and it has done a lot of work when it comes to development. We're very happy that you will take our message to the President of Kenya and to the people of Kenya that Somaliland is a key partner when it comes to peace and security, and it is a member that can contribute a lot to the world politics and the regional stability and peace. Somaliland has done very well, and we do believe that our cause for getting our recognition is a must, and the people of Somaliland made their decision, and this is the will of the people of Somaliland, to be an independent state, and we are very happy that you have visited us, and we are keen to be working with you and with your government on how the two countries could get much closer, and we need to strengthen our relationship and make it deep so that we could achieve our own objectives. Once again, thank you, and thank you, Mr. President and Madam President, for this invitation.
Your Excellency, Ahmed Silayo, President of the Republic of Somaliland. Excellency, First Lady, Madam Amina, Excellency, Mr. Abdullahi, Vice President, all government ministers, members of the Houses of Representatives and the Gurti of Somaliland, other government officials present, my colleagues from the Kenya National Assembly, my fellow countrymen accompanying us in this mission, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My very warm salutations to you all. At the outset, allow me, Mr. President, on behalf of my delegation, and indeed on my own behalf, to express our utmost gratitude and appreciation to you, Your Excellency, and the people of the very friendly nation of Somaliland for the invitation and unparalleled warm hospitality accorded to us since our arrival in this beautiful country on Wednesday morning. Your Excellency, we admire what we have seen thus far, which we must admit exceeded our expectations. We are truly inspired by your people's spirit, determination, and resilience, despite all the odds, constraints, and challenges you face. We are greatly impressed by everyone, everywhere, and everything we have seen so far. Mr. President, whilst our conscience is challenged by the lack of serious acknowledgement of your situation, including your history, as well as the gains you have made on every sphere without help by the community of nations, we are nonetheless encouraged by the depth and enormity of your people's initiative. Of your people's resolve, inner strength, and determination to exist and coexist and carry on despite these constraints. This is essentially why you as a nation have been able to achieve what you have, which many recognized states have not managed to do so. Your Excellency, let me also express our admiration for your leadership of this great nation. This I say after observing the finesse and high level of commitment to duty amongst your ministers of cabinet and other officials in your administration, which is reflective of your leadership. After a 3-day marathon and sometimes steeplechase engagement program with only brief participation in exerting traditional dances here in Hargeisa and Berbera, likewise, after dialogue and exchanges with ministers, joint standing parliamentary committee, key captains of industry, including Som Cable, Telesom, and Dahabshil Group, as well as other sectors, we have been able to establish a basis and are convinced of the essential need for Kenya and Somaliland to strengthen our relations and deepen and expand our vistas of cooperation for our mutual benefit. This delegation is seized of this discourse and has its scope of work, focus, and strategies delineated. Your Excellency, this has been reinforced by the representations made to us by the very large and well-established Kenyan diaspora here in Somaliland, who have petitioned our government through this delegation to take deliberate, elaborate, and immediate measures to establish structured frameworks of cooperation between the two countries in order to serve our citizens of both nations better. In this regard, Your Excellency, we shall 1. Prepare an appropriate mission report for our government. 2. Hold briefings with key policymakers and audiences at the highest levels and engage them on this matter. 3. Seek for the implementation of those aspects here immediately actionable. 4. Seek for the establishment of frameworks and mechanisms for structured dialogue and interchange to advance the cooperation. Your Excellency, whereas we are desirous of assisting Somaliland for the common good, we are also motivated by our own national interests, which makes the pursuit of this discourse logical, appealing, and justifiable. Broadly, some of the key areas of cooperation are economic trade, cross-border investments, and technical cooperation in various sectors. Security and intelligence sharing, given that terrorism is a great threat to the Horn of Africa and therefore behooves us in this region to ensure that we maintain close ties in intelligence sharing. Immigration and visa protocol arrangement policies that will benefit our nationals living in Somaliland as well as those in Somaliland, in Kenya, of Somaliland heritage. Regular visits, exchange visits. Your Excellency, in conclusion, let me not forget to thank you most profusely for standing with Kenya following the tragic incident at Westgate a few weeks ago, and for your position and support in the ICC cases against our President and his deputy. I would like to state that whereas we will engage with key policy elite, as mentioned in the pursuit of this agenda, individual members of this delegation, particularly the 3 members of Parliament, have committed to do things which are within their means and power. For instance, in inviting your officials from various levels to Kenya and within their counties and constituencies for ventures, training, trade, and learning exchange, amongst others. To crown it all, my team will involve private sector, which can move faster as it is not constrained by the usual red tape and bureaucracy of the public sector. With these many remarks, I wish to once again thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. President, for your kind, generous, and most courteous hospitality. Somaliland, Samor Kurwar. Thank you for your kind attention.
Okay, Mrs. Anna Nakiobe, thank you so much to brief in your speech. I would like to ask it, you are a team leader to delegation that you're in country, especially Kenya.
Yes.
I would like to ask it, how do you see Somaliland?
Somaliland is a beautiful country. We have had opportunity to not just visit Hargeisa. We drove from Hargeisa to Berbera, and we have also been to Arabisio. We had the opportunity to have lunch there, and it's a fertile country, friendly people, and it has very many opportunities. The people are friendly, they're hardworking, and this for us is very attractive. As Kenyans, for the first time, we were expecting, I don't know what we were expecting, but we did not expect to find such a peaceful Somaliland. We did not, I don't know, most times we cannot, and we did not know the difference between Somaliland and Somalia. But we have come, we have seen. The people are hardworking, they're resilient, they are very watchful, they are very independent, and they are very, very, very patriotic. And that is something that I think, as all of Africa, we can learn to be patriotic, to love our country, and to uphold the ideals that we can be self-governing, and truly that Somaliland has been able to build up the whole country without the help of foreign aid and recognition from other countries. It shows the sheer determination and the will of the people to rise above and to be strong citizens of their country.
In Somaliland is not recognized the international community.
Yes.
In your country, especially Kenya, how do you see the recognition of Somaliland?
I think when you take a look at Somaliland, first of all, has its own government structures. It has held 4 elections peacefully, upholds democratic institutions, the principles of rule and law. You can see that as you drive through. They have their own security system that they maintain, and it therefore meets the criteria that nations or a governing nation of itself should meet. Therefore, we can see that the work that has been done in this country has been Somalilanders themselves building themselves from the grassroots up, and they require and it is important that they start to get recognition for those, not only just for those efforts, but as a nation that is looking to self-govern itself and maintain its independence and separate itself from the issues of terror and the issues of war that is among the neighbors. When we take a look at the Horn of Africa, it's a very unstable region, but that they have been able to maintain themselves independently and without fighting and war and without other countries coming in or terrorism. I think the last was 2008. I think is commendable. They have also taken up very strict measures to ensure that they know who their neighbors are. They know who is carrying a Somaliland passport. I think that is commendable and something that requires for them to be recognized for their efforts.
Thank you.